Hello and welcome to Søren Poulsen Yoga. In this we have a half moon, trying to break it down. Half moon is also called Ardha Chandrasana, of course, in Sanskrit. And we will try to go a little through what is the main challenge of this pose and what is happening. And also what can I do in order to open up to this pose. So if I have a yoga flow program, what can I do prior to this in order to be prepared for this pose. So let's go through it. The main challenge in my perspective is that you have to balance with one hand and one feet in the mat. And also you will have to stack your hips on each other. You're opening up your hip and stacking them on top of each other. And then finding all the alignment in this, which is also flexing the feet. So if this is the feet, you're kind of doing this with your feet. So this is flexing here. Just like this, and have a straight leg, and being also having the leg also on hip level or maybe a little higher. See, like this, you straighten your leg. So, and the next thing is also that you're looking up to that. So, and maybe lifting up your left hand as well if you want to go really full in for this pose. Okay, this is the main challenge in my opinion. So what is happening actually in brief if we break it down? So your feet is flexing, the standing feet, and then the knees is extend on that leg, and the standing hip is flexing, and then you're opening up, trying to stack your hip on top each other. Means that the upper hip abducts and the elbows extends, so your arms are like this. Meaning also that your shoulders is abducting, and the upper trunk is stretching also, but the lower trunk is contracting. And then head rotating, as I mentioned, that you're using your neck muscles here. So your neck is stretching. And what can I do then in order to be ready for this pose? Yeah, you can do the down dog, where you are stretching your calf, your knees and your wrists. And you can do the wide-legged forward fold, Chandrasana, where you are bending your hip and you are straightening your knees. And again, your wrist is in flexion. If you do a Trikonasana, you're turning your trunk slightly upward and your shoulders is also drawing away from each other. Again, opening up. So. And lastly, I would recommend a Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2, where you are abducting your hip and your arms are aligning. So, and you're using your neck muscle again, turning and looking, stretching your neck. So, but let's see how we do this pose. I would surely recommend for you to use the block if you are not so familiar to this pose. But even though for people being familiar to this pose, it can be a very good idea, especially because we really like to focus on the stacking the hip on each other. So let's go through it. I place my block here to the left, and I point my feet to the left towards that block, placing my left hand on top, finding balance, placing the other hand to my hip, so I can feel actually my hip going each other, on top of each other. So lift your leg up, and then slowly start to opening up, abducting your hip, stacking hip on hip, flexing your feet. And then when you feel you have the balance, you can start to lift off your other arm, pointing up and your palm facing. And then slowly starting to look up. And here you can really feel that it's not so easy to find the balance here. So just give it a go here and find your balance. And then see if you can come up on your fingertips. Oh. And nearly falling. And then see if you can lift up fingertips and maybe leave the block. Opening maybe more up. You see, and the last part, maybe staying here for a while. And then slowly coming down again. So coming down, maybe resting for a bit. You can stay here for a little while and then let's go through it again. Maybe it will be better for me this next time. So again, hand on the block, lifting leg, opening up hip, flexing, and lifting off. And slowly down again. This number 2 for me was much better, and I really felt that because I had done it once, twice was a little more easy for me. So this was half moon, Sanskrit, Ardha Chandrasana. Please give me some comments, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for now. Sun Pose and Yoga.